the answers that you're looking for are lying just beyond the frame.
So as tradition here, Joe, let's start with
funny.
what we liked about the movie.
Okay.
The things that we enjoyed
Okay.
about it. I'll start first.
Why don't you start?
The performances out of everyone, but especially our trio of Benicio del Toro, Michael Cera, and Mia Threppleton.
So agree. I kept thinking, I wonder how much fun they're having doing this, because I would imagine that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, something like this, something this like comedic and kind of goofy, silly, and over the top. It's got to be a lot of fun.
And
on set.
Michael Cera he cracked me up.
Oh, he shined in
He
this.
did.
He really did. Yeah,
He did.
He was a great character. I thought they all did a fantastic job with what they were given.
Yeah.
Everyone. Obviously, this cast is utterly ridiculous. The amount of A-list stars that are in this. I can't even, it'd take too long for me to name them all.
Right, and they had little bit parts.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I just thought that these three, this trio that we're kind of with throughout the show. Hey, baby, come on. You want to come up here?
She just wants to talk about coming up there.
She just wants to talk about the movie.
Oh, about the movie.
Yeah, she wasn't there, but I told her about it. Yeah, she's reciting it now. Yeah, I just thought that the three of them really shined in this, and they were what kind of, if anything, drew me into the film. The score by none other than Alexandre Desplat. I love this composer. I love anything he does. He's a frequent collaborator of Wes. They've done a ton of movies together, but he's also scored films like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The King's Speech, Argo, Zero Dark 30, and so on.
Wow, he might have a career.
He's doing all right, that guy.
I think so.
I think he's doing okay.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that jumped out to me with this film, was the score. I thought it was really poignant and really just drove home a lot of those themes that we're going to talk about, and it just fit the style and it fit the vibe.
Absolutely. One of the things I also loved was just the visuals.
Yeah.
So colorful. So symmetrical. He has such a particular way of framing a shot.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll
I
get
don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
No,
here.
but that's he's known for this symmetrical sort of like, I don't know what the color scheme you call it. There's a specific color scheme that he has that he kind of uses in a lot of his films.
Yeah.
Almost like, what do I want to say, like monochrome or Kodachrome or something like that.
Well, it's definitely saturated colors.
Yes. Oh, very.
Very
vibrant, very alive.
Extremely vibrant.
Yeah.
I love it.
How about that opening title sequence?
Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I went into this, I'll be honest. When I went into this theater, I had low expectations. Just because the last couple of Wes films I've seen have kind of not lived up to the expectations. And so I went into this one kind of low stakes. And when the opening title sequence went, I was like, okay, I could be wrong about this one. I could be wrong.
Right.
Because I thought it was so cool.
It was.
And it's not a spoiler, but just seeing that, like the bird's eye, and it's in slow motion, and they're all kind of moving throughout the room, and the titles I just thought this is really cool. And the score by Desplat.
Amazing how just a shot of one room.
It's just a still.
Yeah, just a still was as compelling as it was. And there was a lot to look at.
Probably one of the most compelling shots of the film.
Yeah.
For me, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you. It was beautifully done.
Yeah, I thought, wait a second. I might have been wrong here. I might have been wrong. I was not. But to move on, keeping with our tradition. Actually, is there anything else you really liked about the movie? Anything else that stuck out to you?
You hit on the big themes.
Okay. I want to make sure we're covering our bases.
The things that I also liked as well. Yeah.
Okay. Keeping with tradition, let's hear it.
Yeah?
Did it stay with you once you got to your car?
No.
Okay. Why not? Why did this movie not stay with you, Joe?
Because look, it's farce as he does it, and I kept thinking, because I knew you were going to be the host of this episode, I kept thinking, what's Ryan going to do? What's he going to do with this? Probably because, was there anything I was going to like take away from it? I was amused by it and I enjoyed the ride. But there's one thing that I will say about this movie that I found particularly challenging. We did our theme for last month for our legacy movies was single location.
Yeah.
And because this was shot almost entirely in a soundstage in Potsdam, Germany, I felt claustrophobic because these shots were all indoors with really saturated, really bold colors with no windows.
Mm-hmm.
You're just closed in every room, closed in. And
That's
it was
fair.
like, it had a claustrophobic effect on me.
Interesting. Okay. More so than some of the single
Yes.
location films
Yes.
we did. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like Breakfast Club. I mean, that was, wide open light rooms and you felt like you were in a real world. But
That's interesting.
This is like being in an artificial, different dimension for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
That just didn't resemble the real world.
Totally.
And so it had this Willy Wonka funhouse effect on me
That's a great way to put it.
that made me want to get out.
Okay.
I think that's part of why it didn't stay with me, is that I didn't personally want to continue to linger in that kind of.
Interesting. Are you a fan
Setup.
of the Wes Anderson movies? Have you seen
Yes.
a lot of them?
Yes. And yes, I am absolutely a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite Wes Anderson films?
I would say my favorite one is Royal Tenenbaums. I loved Gene Hackman. I just, I something about that one, just the silly factor. I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
And how deadpan. Well, they always play it deadpan in all of them, but I just, something about that movie really. Ben Stiller too, right?
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to the
All right.
deadpan.
Okay.
So interesting to hear your perspective on it. I think I had a similar perspective. It didn't stay with me either.
Okay.
I mean, by the time I got to the car, I was like, what did I see again? What
Yeah.
happened? Because it wasn't impressionable to me. And I
Okay.
think there's reasons why.
Okay.
You were going to say something?
No, I was curious why. So, and
okay.
it sounds like you will get to that.
I will get there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was slightly entertained, I'll say at best, slightly interested in the storyline and where it was going to go. But to be honest, I'm getting very burnt out on the Wes Anderson style.
Yeah.
I am. I'm getting burnt out on it. His last few movies, as I said, haven't really hit for me. This one, Asteroid City, The French Dispatch.
Oh, wow.
I hate to say it, but I feel like Wes is maybe a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
And I feel, I hate to
I
say
know, it
that
doesn't
because
feel good saying
he's
that.
a good filmmaker, and
Yeah.
I love some of his movies, like Grand Budapest and Fantastic Mr. Fox, but I'm starting to feel like his style is severely limiting. That's what I felt like with this film. I
Yeah.
felt like his style was holding this story back from being what it could be. It was restrictive, I think is the right word that I'm looking for.
It's because in his movies also, a lot of his characters have the same kind of staccato way of speaking, which reminded me of Woody Allen movies. When people are in Woody Allen movies, they have this similar way of speaking. And
What is it about that? What is it about? Because I know he wrote the story for this along with his collaborator.
Which makes sense because Woody Allen also wrote his scripts. And so I think there's probably a rhythm to what's written, but also when I would think, I'm speculating because I obviously haven't been in any of these movies, but when you're talking to the director and you're getting to know the characters and you're getting to see the rhythm of how things are shot and how scenes are going, you will just fall into that. I mean, even Scarlett Johansson in one of the later Woody Allen movies, she was even speaking that way. And it was really, it's fascinating for me to watch. And so they kind of fall into the PTA patois.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it. I feel like for me, I can't emotionally connect to the characters or the story because of this restrictive style. All the elements are overused and recycled. None of the characters exhibit any emotion. They just blandly read words of dialogue quickly, like I am reading this right now. His movies are as good as a one-off. It's just all dialogue is just, and then I went to the thing, and then I went back, and then I met her at the station, and then I went to...
Yeah.
That's the whole movie is that from every character. And so I feel like I've never been able to emotionally connect to the films.
Well, because the emotional range is so narrow.
Yeah, and it does lend itself to a specific style, and he does have like a massive fan base.
Which is, it's there's a lot of wit. And I appreciate wit. And it did make me chuckle a few times.
Sure.
But to me, it's not a belly laugh. It's a quick laugh because they've already moved on to something else.
Yeah, it's super quick. Yeah,
it's
very
and,
like...
If you're in the mood for that, there
were some fun moments and some, like you said, some witty scenes and lines.
Absolutely. Some made me laugh out loud.
Sure.
Which was, and that's where it was the fun of the movie that kept me going. But did I find the storyline compelling? Nah, no. But the performances were fun. And again, I thought they're having a great time.
Yeah, oh, totally. I was talking to my girlfriend about this. I feel like his movies are good as a one-off.
Yeah.
If you have no idea who Wes Anderson is and you walked into the theater and saw this, I'm sure you'd love it.
Yeah, agreed.
Like his movies, if you just see them once, like one out of the pack, it's like, oh, this is really interesting, unique style, and a great. But then when you've seen it for the 11th time, it doesn't quite have the same effect.
No, totally.
Again, I just feel like I'm getting burnt out. Like I just want to see range. I want to see just different camera moves, anything different. It's all recycled elements. It's just it's almost like he has a blueprint.
Right.
And he just fits in the story. He's like, oh, what's the new story about?
Right.
Father-daughter relationship.
Right.
Yeah, let me just boop, boop, boop. And then we're doing the same camera moves. It's the same cadence from every character. It's the same kind of style. I wish there was more there.
Yeah.
I wish I could see him step outside of his comfort zone.
Agreed.
I'd be interested to see. I think my girlfriend said one of his earlier works is a little less of the style. He has Bottle Rocket, one of his early ones.
Haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that one earlier. I think it's like a really early, maybe his first feature.
Oh, I'd really want to see that then.
Yeah.
To see where he started with this blueprint.
Right, and see it like progress.
Right, because he's damn good at his blueprint.
He is,
There's
of course.
no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I mean, Grand Budapest is probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
That was really good.
It's a damn masterpiece.
Yeah.
But
it is.
Maybe he peaked there. Who knows?
I know, it's weird
I will
saying
say,
that, isn't it?
I know. I will say, this might be my last Wes Anderson movie I go see.
I hear you.
Because I went French Dispatch. Okay.
Yeah.
Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now this. I don't think. I keep saying it. I'm just burnt. On it, and I think unless he switches it up and it's like Wes Anderson comes out with a movie that's totally different, then I'll go see. But if it's just the same recycled blueprint again, I think I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. Totally understandable. Totally understandable.
If you're obsessed with his style and how he shoots motion pictures, then you'll enjoy this movie 100%.
Agreed.
And there is something to enjoy about it, I think, for everyone.
Very true.
But unless you're a massive fan and you like his movies are you'll absolutely love it. Outside of that, I might wait for it to come on streaming.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time at the theater. So you ready to see if our stars align here, Joe?
Yeah. I'm having a hard time guessing yours. I'm between two. I'm going to guess for yours, 2.5.
You're right on. You're always right on.
Okay.
You nailed it.
Well, I do listen to you talk about the movie for a while,
every
so
week.
I have that advantage.
So we have, I think you gave it 3.
I gave it 2.5.
Oh, you gave it 2.5 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So our stars have aligned, Joe.
They did align.
So 2.5. Okay.